Dear friends, welcome to the Wednesday Word on Wednesday the 27th of November. A couple of weeks ago I wrote about how when I was working in London in my early 20s and living in a rented room, I loved going home on a Friday night to my parents' house, where I knew that a loving and warm welcome, delicious food and a glass of wine would await me. Well, in the final verse of Psalm 23, David tells us that he too is looking forward to going home. And I will dwell in the house of the Lord forever. A weekend at my parents' home was only for 48 hours. By Sunday evening, I was heading home to London again for another week and evenings in my lonely bedsit. It's hardwired into us human beings to want a place that we call home. That's why we expend so much time and money and energy finding a flat or a house to rent or buy. And for some of us, it's also about finding a spouse and perhaps raising a family to share it with. Home is a place where we feel safe and secure with the people that we love most. But our earthly homes are fragile and temporary. Children grow up and leave home. A change of job, financial circumstances, illness, or the breakup of a relationship may force us to move. And even the most secure of homes are eventually dissolved by death. No earthly home is ever permanent, yet we're still drawn to particular people and places which we long to return to. Where does this desire come from? Could it be that we're created for a permanent home with the Lord, and all our longings for security of an earthly home are echoes of a deeper desire to be at home with God? As we know all too well, our fellowship with God has been broken by our sin and rebellion, but that hasn't taken away our desire to be at home with him. As St. Augustine famously said, "You've made us for yourself, and our hearts are restless until they find their rest in you." Despite our best efforts, we can't find the way back home on our own. Sometimes we wrongly believe that our earthly homes can provide the eternal security that we can only find in God's house, but they can't, and ultimately they disappoint us. Wonderfully, the Good Shepherd, who is with us, verse 4, promises that he will take us to be with him forever, verse 6. As Jesus said, "In my Father's house are many rooms, and if I go and prepare a place for you, I'll come back and take you to be with me, so that you may also be where I am." We don't know exactly what that house will be like, but we do know that it'll be a place of utter joy and delight, fulfillment, security and peace. The final words of the church leader David Watson, who died aged only 50, to his wife Anne were, "I'm so tired, let's go home." For Christians, death is simply going home, to dwell in the house of the Lord forever. God bless you today.